have you seen from Braeden Cootes, Evander, in the brief time you've known him here?
Yeah, you know what? He's 18 years old, young guy that's come in and worked really hard, and obviously has a great skill set, lots of speed, eager to learn and try to absorb as much information and get comfortable as quick as he can at the NHL level, and not even more on the ice but off the ice, I think, too. Just getting comfortable with dealing with men, with families, and guys that have been around long. I remember when I was an 18-year-old, that was a bit of an adjustment, just, figuring out, your peers are maybe just a few years younger than your dad. So, it's a little different.
Do you offer advice?
Well, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we've skated together the last couple of practices, and just trying to work with him and help him on the ice in terms of, playing center at this level is a difficult job, especially as an 18-year-old. And, he's done a great job thus far, and looking forward to continuing to see what he brings.
Obviously, you guys want to have a great start to this season. What's most important in the preseason to kind of get you up for that regular season start?
Yeah, obviously you want to have, show well in the preseason, execute a lot of the stuff you've worked on through training camp and in practices, and trying to get your details of your game at a level that you can execute and have success at during the regular season. And I think so far we've done a good job with the guys that have played, and that'll probably continue to grow and build as we move forward through the preseason.
How's it feel in the power play group there? A lot of skill in that first season you've kind of been skating with?
Yeah, it's great. I think we got a bunch of guys that we can snap it around really well, and guys are interchangeable and seem to be working well. I mean, it's just practice, so we'll see how it looks in the game. I'm sure there'll be some kinks to work out and continuing to mesh, but so far in practice, everything looks great.
We talked to you when you were traded and then sort of showed up for summer skates and just these markers along the way of settling in here with this group. Like, you feel now like you know guys' personalities and.
Yeah, for sure. I think, when I talked to you guys before, I hadn't really met a bunch of the guys, but now being in some of the captain skates prior to training camp and going through training camp, and now we're in the middle of the exhibition season. I think going up to Penticton helped. You get away from home a little bit, and you spend a lot more time outside of the rink with the guys. So that's been great, getting to know a lot of the guys and the core guys that have been here for a while, and playing some golf with them, not playing some golf with them. But no, it's been great. We got a great group in here, getting along with everybody really well, and I'm excited.
I know preseason is a bit of a necessary evil for veteran guys, but it was taken away from you last year. You didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Do you sort of appreciate going through all of this?
Well, that might be a bit of a stretch. I'm not worried to appreciate. I think we're getting, down to 2 next year. But, I think it is a good way to work out some of the kinks, get a feel for, the game again in terms of the pace and the flow of the game, get some timing down. That is probably the best part of the preseason, is kind of being able to burn a couple of games to get ready for game 1 of the regular season. And I'm sure that's probably what you'll see as you move forward.
As you look back, no regular season last year, but you got into 21 playoff games, I think,
Yeah.
and 12 points. Like, were you really encouraged by what you were able to accomplish in the playoffs after being off for a full season? And does that give you sort of some hope and excitement that you can hit the ground running here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at the teams, you play in the playoffs, LA, Vegas, Dallas, Florida, right? Those aren't, there's no easy goals there, and there's no easy offense, and to jump right in and, contribute in a productive way, I thought definitely gave me confidence. It was something that I believed I could do prior to playing, and was happy that was showcased on the ice in an actual real way. So I think being able to be part of a regular season, going through training camp, going through the exhibition season, that should set up nicely for a real productive year.
What are you taking away from skating with Evander Kane?
He's a good player. He's he's been pretty cool. I remember watching him in Edmonton a lot, being from there, and he's a really good player. So it's pretty cool being on his line.
And just having Jonathan on the other side, another young guy, must be kind of fun skating with another young player as well.
Yeah, it makes it, a little easier too. A guy around my age, but so skilled, got such a good shot, just trying to find him in areas that he can put the puck in the net.
What have you learned so far? Getting some NHL action and just seeing what it's like, seeing the pace. What have you kind of taken away?
Just how hard it is. I mean, everybody's you have to be so dedicated to be successful here, and how fast it is, how demanding it is, but it's been good. Nothing too crazy or anything for me so far, but yeah, just trying to learn each day.
Did you have goals going into camp, Braeden, or was it just I'm going to play as well as I can and show as well as I can?
I think my goal is just, show people that, I can maybe play here, make, the coaches be like, oh, maybe he's got a shot, make a little noise there. I mean, anytime I go to a camp, I'm trying to make the team. That's just who I am. I'm a competitive person, not just going there for an experience, but yeah.
When you stepped on the ice this morning, I was thinking, have you skated at Rogers Arena, or was this the first time that you...
Yesterday was the first time. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I've been here a few times, watched a few games when I was younger, but yeah, it's a pretty cool rink.
Get a chance to play here tomorrow night? I mean, got to get the juices flowing.
Yeah, super excited. I mean, first game here in front of the fans, and yeah, really excited. Should be a really good game.
Well, you're heading into another one against Seattle coming up tomorrow. Just maybe reflecting on last night as you head into that one.
We liked our game last night. We like the fact that all our players are now trying to implement the systems that we've put in, the style of play that we want, and I think we could see it last night. Playing fast, taking away time and space. I thought we did a lot of good things.
Scott, obviously Mancini's scored a couple of goals, but there's obviously a lot more to his game than that. You obviously like a guy who can score as a D-man, but he's got to do it all. Where is he as far as kind of knowing where the line is to get the most out of his offensive game, but not be a detriment?
Yeah, I think he's pretty smart on not trying to overdo it offensively. We have to make sure there's a few things short up in the D zone, but that's the same with most of our players at this point. We're trying to teach a lot of different, types of systems, being really aggressive. And we just want to make sure, like you said, he doesn't cross that line, but I don't think he's trying to do too much offensively. He does a good job of wheeling the net, coming out with speed. Obviously, he's got a heck of a shot, so when he comes down, and he's pretty lethal with the shot that he has when he has some time. But no, he's had a good camp.
What about, there's such a mishmash of players. There's a lot of guys on both teams who they may never play an NHL game, and there's veterans. How do you measure a guy like a Mancini who's stood out, but also know that he's playing against a lot of guys who are not going to be close to the level he would play at in the NHL?
You just have to watch him every day and make sure he keeps going, right? Like the games are going to get tougher. There's going to be more NHL guys in the lineup every game that we play, especially toward 5 and 6, and you're going to just continue to evaluate as we go along.
Is there any update on Hoaglander?
No, he went for further testing today.
And,
So
and no Demko or Myers.
they're just that
veteran
was
guys.
just gave him the day off. Yep.
I think the power play group is coming together.
I think the power plays looked really good, and the way that we've practiced with that top unit at this point, they've looked really good in practice. They've moved it around well, and I think they like the way that we're going to run it, and we're looking forward to getting going with it.
I wanted to ask about Joseph LeBate, whether he's in Vancouver or the AHL. Dropped the gloves a couple times in his first 2 games. Do you like the way that he's trying to be pretty noticed, I guess, here in preseason?
Absolutely. It's something that he knows that he has to do is come out and have a presence physically out there. He's a big guy, and he skates pretty well. So, he's not going to hurt us and slow us down as far as the speed game that we want to play. And he's made an impression on us for sure.
Just to go back to Mancini, looking at sort of the bracket of guys he's with, I think of like a DPD or a Willander maybe even. Like there's sort of a group of guys in that range sort of on the edge of the roster. How are you guys looking at, are you looking at them sort of what role you need to fill, or are you just going to look at how they're performing straight up in terms of picking that last spot?
Well, we have to look at them overall, their overall games, and just, how much we feel that they can go day to day, every day in an 82-game schedule. And, that could rotate a little bit too, right? So we're not sure yet. that's something that we're just going to continue to evaluate as we go along.
With a couple more preseason games, do you have an idea of how you're going to manage the rosters looking like maybe tomorrow and next week?
You know, we have kind of skeleton rosters at this point, so nothing's finalized. We're going to keep, every day we're going to kind of reevaluate that, see who's, if somebody's feeling some soreness, we're not going to overdo it here. But we'll see. We want to get, obviously, the last couple games, more of our big guys playing, but we're just going to manage it day to day.
With only 6 games, that's pretty hard to manage, isn't it? I mean, you might have in the past wanted to play younger guys a ton, but you maybe can't afford that as much.
Yeah, that's always a balancing act. We want to make sure that we get some of the young guys in early, and then they're earning. They're always earning their next game, right? So that's kind of the way. Even coming out of camp, coming out of couple rookie games, you got to earn the right to get into an exhibition game, and then it just continues.
On the flip side, then, do you have sort of, all the veterans need to get like 3 games in or something? Is there?
Depends on the guy, right? Depends on the guy, because some guys might need to just play 2. Some may play 3. Obviously, they'd be 3 in a row, but the schedule's a little spaced out, so we're not overly concerned with that. But again, we'll just evaluate as we move along.
You guys are at, what, like 40-some guys still?
Yeah.
When,
Yeah, I
when
think-
do you want to kind of get to like 28 kind of thing?
You know what? I'm not positive on that. I know we're going to get through 3 games probably with the double, 2 practices, 2 groups, and then we'll see. I'm not sure if we'll cut it down after the 3rd game or entering the 4th or after the 4th.
What are some of the messages you're giving to those younger guys that are competing for spots? Because there's so many, or there's not a ton on the NHL roster. Like what does those conversations look like with those guys who maybe are on the bubble?
I think they kind of know, some of these guys know what they're competing for, who they're competing with. We just want to continue to coach them to be better hockey players, so they know the system, they know exactly what we want from them, and then it's up to them to perform. And either way, we have a group here that some young guys, they might not be in right away, but they're gonna play games for us this year. And I think we kind of know that kind of small group we're talking about.